might be still time. Quick. You, young boy in the street, what day is today?
Oh, why, sir, 'twas Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? Egads, I haven't missed it. There's still time. The spirits did it all in one night.
No, sir. You didn't let me finish. 'Twas Christmas Day yesterday. Today is Boxing Day.
Boxing Day? Wait, oh God. What of Tiny Tim?
Oh, Tiny Tim. Yeah, he died. It was a right sight, eh? He didn't have enough Christmas love in his heart. His father was working, so he couldn't be there.
Oh no. I missed it all.
Oh yes, and his last words were, "If only I had an episode of the Over Manga Cast featuring a lovely Christmas tale, I wouldn't have died."
Oh, gosh, it's all my fault.
Oh, don't worry, sir. 'Tis Boxing Day, and we can get a lovely Hajime no Ippo written by one George Morikawa. I'm sure that'll lift your spirits up right.
What? Oh, God. Christmas, please. Send me back, spirits. Send me back.
Blast 'em up, hip, hip, tippy tip.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. My name is Sam, and as always here at the top of the show, we talk about our familiarity with the property that we read this week. Even for a guy like me who doesn't really pay much attention to sports manga, it's hard not to at least have heard about Hajime no Ippo. It is right up there with the other classics of sports manga, like, greatness. It's also been around for, I think, since the Big Bang. So,
or all of time.
Things about it just kind of seep into the culture, but this is my first time actually, reading it. How about you, Jake?
Pretty similar. I've heard of it because you kind of can't not. This is my first time actually experiencing. I knew it was the boxing manga. That was it. It has over 1,400 chapters. Holy shit.
Yep.
I thought One Piece was bad.
It has been running since October 11th, 1989. Like,
You know what? We admire the persistence.
I believe it's still running, isn't it?
yes.
Yes.
Well, at the time of making this episode.
Matt, how about you? What's your familiarity with Ippo?
So I have not actually read Hajime no Ippo, but known sports anime connoisseur here, I did watch the first 2 seasons, maybe. I got to one fight and then I kind of bounced off it, but because I had been recommended by people that this is like a really good sports anime, and it was a really good sports anime.
Nice. And Jay, how about you?
Well, like everyone else here, I've certainly heard about it. I am not the target market. Not a huge fan of sports anime or manga, so this one has gone by the wayside until now.
And we open up the manga, as it seems we do with all of these, like, 80s sports manga, with a wimpy guy in high school.
You say 80s, like modern sports manga still don't do the same thing.
Yeah, good point.
It's tradition.
It's
Like,
tradition, and that's where men were gritty and looked like 40-year-olds in high school. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, other than women having the ability to speak, this is essentially just Dandadan.
Damn. He's onto something.
That's not true. We get the only time a female character who isn't Ippo's mom talking in this chapter.
Yes, we meet our pro tag, Makonochi Ippo, who's being invited by his classmates to go watch a movie after school. But darn it, he just remembered that he's got to work a shift at the family business, so he can't make it. And his classmates are like, that's a shame. Next time, though. See you later, Ippo.
And then they very, very loudly talk about him the instant the door closes, where he can still hear them fully.
They lay it on a little thick to make him into the outcast. It smacks of, like, these girls are inviting him to go to a movie because they're like pitying him. because then they're immediately like, man, he's that weirdo that gets bullied a lot, isn't he? No wonder he attracts the attention of all those roughnecks, being such a antisocial goody two shoes.
It's a good thing there's only a page of that nonsense, and then we just immediately go into what the story actually is, because that could have gotten bad quickly. But it's basically just Ippo's a loner, and that's
Gets
the long and short of it, really.
Yeah, I kind of read that as like they are legitimately like he's such a weirdo because a lot of Ippo's problems are self-inflicted. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
like it.
Going into the next scene with the bullies, Ippo could defend himself, like not necessarily like win the fight,
Well.
but at the very least, he is very strong, as we're going to find out already.
He's physically powerful enough to put up a fight.
And that's all you need to do to get rid of bullies, but the problem for Ippo is more psychological, and it's kind of a similar situation socially.
I just love that Ippo's got such like a unique body type in like shonen manga because he is a short, stacked king. Like
Yes.
You really do be.
He's about as wide as he is tall.
Like
He's got the body shape of Kid Goku, basically.
like
In an otherwise realistic body shape manga.
the thing is, Kid Goku's not strong the way Ippo is, and like Kid Goku's just designed that way because that's how you draw a gag character.
Yeah.
Ippo's like, let's draw a gag character, but actually give him like the musculature he would
Yeah.
have in that.
Mhm.
Oh my god. This man is not built like a typical Japanese man. He is super buff, like a dwarf.
He's a dwarf! Ippo's a dwarf!
He's got dwarven muscle density, but no beard, and that's why he is so pathetic.
Grandpa, you can't say that.
If a laddie do not have a beard by his age. But anyway, Ippo's getting beat up by some bullies. They're like, man, working on that fishing boat, smelling of bait worms. You're so gross. I bet your mom smells even worse. Which really does start to piss Ippo off, because how dare you talk about my mama like that?
Mm-hmm.
But the second his like mean mug gets beaten down by the bully's even meaner mug, he wimpifies again, and that seems to and that like pisses the bully off even more.
Yeah, it is sort of interesting. These bullies are the most villainous characters in our reading section.
And even they have a weird like sense of honor.
Yeah, they seem to have an honor code. And incidentally, his savior also is kind of pissed off about how much of a wimp Ippo is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because a random jogger happens by, sees the fiasco happening, taunts the bullies to come take him on, and effortlessly dodges their punches, slides through them quick as you please, and has plucked the buttons off of all of their jackets.
Yeah, they fall over each other at first, and they're like, "You can't beat us in a fight just by dodging," and then all of their shirts pop open because he's stolen their buttons.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite trope in sports anime has it the most, but you see it a lot in martial arts and even like American stuff. Just the amount adults are willing to throw hands with children.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going for like the master does something non-lethal, but like so evident of his power that it spooks the guy off. But no, it's adults throwing hands with kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean that is kind of the nice thing, because I sort of it evokes the Karate Kid remake, where it's like, here's someone who so hideously outclasses the bullies and specifically doesn't throw a punch because he knows how it will go, and that's not, that's not reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
He scares them off with his skills without ever actually hitting them, which is a good bit.
Despite trying to act like the cool, aloof guy, like, why do I give a crap about this wimp that got his ass beat? Ippo
Pass out on your own time.
Yeah, Ippo wakes up in a boxing gym, and it's kind of like a Mob Psycho moment, because Wimp wakes up, freaks out, a whole bunch of muscle dudes come over, and they're like, "Damn, dude, you all right? Now you got your shit rocked. Hey, it's okay, man. No, you're safe. We're here to help."
I love how happy everyone at this boxing gym is.
They are such chill guys.
They're friends.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, we come to this place to work out and potentially be professional boxers.
I was very confused at this point because the way that all of the characters are drawn, I did not understand the age difference that were apparently between these two characters. Did anyone else like?
Takamura reads pretty young.
Yeah,
He's short.
Yeah, and Ippo reads older than high school because of how stocky and like buff he is.
Yeah.
Plus, all the background characters are the same guy drawn 4 times.
All the same muscly dude with like a vague pompadour or like side part.
They have different hairstyles. I assume they're quadruplets,
Yeah.
yes, that would
Maybe
be very
even-
convenient.
but not 5 of them. That'd be too confusing. Quintessentially, it'd be too many.
Yeah. I
You're
wasn't
not
gonna
reading
say it.
that one.
So Ippo goes to like slump his way home when Takamura's like verbal jabs don't awaken any spirit in him, and he's like, "Oh, this kid's so pathetic. I can't let him keep being this way. All right,
It
come
is
here.
so
Here,
irritating.
here, I'm gonna draw a picture of your bully's face, put it on this punching bag. Now smack it. He doesn't look like that. Punch him, damn it." And it's here where, with a very untrained punch, Ippo puts in a bit of force, so he gets a little bit of coaching on how to do a straight, and shocks everybody in the gym by pounding the punching bag so hard that it creates a loud slamming noise, and the entire gym of like adults is like, "Holy crap! Did he just do that?"
I think he just did that. Oh my gosh.
We then see his unprotected hand, just like the skin has been ripped off the knuckles.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know those rug burns? Like times 10.
Yeah, because this is where we get revealed that Ippo has your typical, like, I don't do this sport, but I'm actually really talented for this sport because of my natural life has made me specifically toned in the muscle groups I need for this.
Very
that-
boring trope.
That sports manga 101 is so you can have someone who's a complete novice be incredibly talented at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like growing quickly is an important element, especially when you have other characters who another common trope that this manga will delve into, the idea of I've been doing this since I was a child. How does the main character catch up with that?
Mhm.
Because he's also been. He just didn't know any of the technique. But yeah,
Exactly.
we find out that Ippo incredibly talented for boxing because he's got the exact musculature you need for throwing punches, but he's never done it because he's a wimp. But he's
Yeah.
also way too talented and immediately burst all of his like knuckle skin because he has not built up any calluses.
Yeah, he
Yep.
when he does a jab, and that is the thing that catches everybody's attention. And Tajima is like, okay, now I'm gonna show you like a right straight, like a power punch, and that's the one that rips up Ippo's hand. And the sort of interesting thing is Ippo doesn't even really react to the fact that his hand is up now. It's like he's just like, okay, we're getting the first aid kit out again.
Well,
You know-
doesn't he sort of like respond to this? Like he's like, oh, I've been, hardened by my laborious job and everything. So all of this is nothing.
Yeah, that's
Sort
the
of-
excuse made
it's-
after the fact.
It's sort of that, but like also later on, after he gets the stuffing beat out of him in like an actual sparring match, he's like, "It hurts, but it doesn't hurt." What do you mean? I mean, like, I feel the pain, but I'm like exhilarated because I'm participating. Whenever I got bullied, I didn't like it hurt, but I didn't care about the physical pain. I cared about being like beaten down and humiliated. But no,
I get that.
I'm putting
I
up
get
a
that.
fight. This is great. Oh, great. This kid's a masochist.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is like an early an early like indication of that. Like he doesn't shy away from pain.
Yeah, it's he wants to have some control over what's happening,
Mhm.
whatever it may be.
And it's like, well, no, I could never be a boxer. I'm too much of a wimp. Hey, Mike Tyson was a wimp as a kid, right? Really? Yeah, here, watch this VHS. Wow, thanks, mister. I'm gonna go watch this VHS after I carry like 6 guys worth of fishing equipment inside. Because how did Ippo get so strong? It's because his family runs a fishing boat. So he carries in everybody's tackle boxes and like fishing poles and catches.
Don't all 8 of those full-sized coolers have are completely filled with ice and fish? Yes. Wow.
Could he not just have made several trips, or maybe other people could have taken smaller amounts with them? Shut up.
No.
That's too much of a reasonable explanation.
He has to take all of them because he's a helpful guy. But he spends like all night watching VHSs of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I remember the last time I used this, it was for Monster, the Nice Guy TM. Ippo is another case of Nice Guy TM being used correctly.
Yeah, because as we find out, Ippo's problem is that he, after his father died, presumably convinced himself that he needed to do everything for his mom, which is not what his mom wants for him.
Yeah.
He's the man of the house now.
Kind of, but no.
He really
That's the problem right there.
Yeah. He wants to be incredibly helpful to his mom. To the point where it's like stunted him in other ways.
He's a short stack.
God damn it.
I don't think carrying the ice is what made him so short. I think he's just short.
Look, if carrying ice like that can give you a build like Ippo, I'm certain there are several guys who would do it in a heartbeat.
So he goes to find Takamura the next day or like several days later, I'm not sure which, but he's consumed a crap ton of pro boxing content. And he's like, I want to be a boxer. Kid, you definitely couldn't. But I wanna. Well, all right. I'm totally acting like I'm trying to drive you away for your own good, but actually, I dig the spirit. Here, okay, I got to give you a Karate Kid style challenge. Look at this tree. Kicks tree, leaves start falling down. He snatches up all the leaves before they hit the ground. If you can do that to catch 10 leaves by next week, you're in.
Yeah, the thing with Takamura's entire relationship with Ippo, actually both of the people who are his primary trainers in our reading section, both of the characters, the issue is Ippo can simultaneously show a massive amount of fighting spirit whilst also having literally zero fighting spirit somehow simultaneously.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what his problem is. Like, he wants to do these things, but he doesn't think it's possible, and it gives him a mental block that makes him into the wimp that he is at the start. So, like, he goes in and says, no, I want to do this. Oh, that's that fighting spirit I was looking for. Okay, here's what you need to do. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. And there's the wimp that made me not want to do this.
Exactly.
And it oscillates between those.
Just rinse, lather, repeat. We round out chapter 1 with a lengthy training sequence of Ippo like shaking leaves from the tree and snatching them out of midair as they fall. And it's actually really cool because it's him not only like doing the Shonen Pro Tag hyper determination, keep doing it until it works thing, but like him figuring out in his own time how the actual like bodily mechanics of it work. Because he goes to snap out and grab one of the leaves and he's like, wait a minute. The sound effect for me doing that and Takamura doing that are entirely different. How is he making that sound? Oh, because he had his fists relaxed. He wasn't tensed up. It let him move in a snappier manner, which let him grab the leaves. Let me try that. Boom, boom, catches 2 leaves. Oh, I've got it.
Yeah, it's not just that he has the determination to do it. It's that he's learning the mechanics, and that's another case of that.
Jake, you mentioned him being built like Kid Goku. It's kind of like that in a like technique sense as well, except it's like Goku light. Like Goku saw the Kamehameha once and could do it immediately. Ippo
is more cerebral about it because like the reason why Goku is a combat mimic is because he like it's instinctual for him. Like he could never explain how he does the things he does, whereas for Ippo you actually see the thought process The other advantage is boxing is real, so you can actually
Yeah.
have, like the explanation of real world boxing techniques.
Yeah, I was
But,
about
like,
to say, Jacob, it's just like a tickle in your back, right?
I hate it forever.
But yes, you can actually spend pages discussing the actual bodily mechanics of how this works.
Yeah, and like a big thing with like this test is uh Takamura doesn't tell him how to catch 10 leaves, just to do it with the expectation that he won't, without the technique, he won't be able to do it. But the point where he is fully locked in, okay, I am behind this kid 100%, and I will never not be behind this kid, is the fact that Ippo is able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And
like, okay, he's got the spirit, he's got the talent, he's got the build, he has everything. He just needs instruction.
Mm-hmm. And I really love the like final demonstration that Ippo does, because like Takamura's out on his daily run. He sees Ippo by the tree and he goes over to them. It's like, oh, hi, Takamura, I've been waiting for you. What do you mean you've been waiting for me? Well, I mean, today's the day for me to prove that I could catch the leaves, right? Here, watch this. And he's like slumped against the tree, sweating rivers. If we didn't see clips of him going home to eat and to sleep, you'd think he had been at that tree 24/7 for a week. And he's like, all right, look closely, because I winded myself with all this training. I'm pretty sure I can only do it once. And sure enough, he does it. And he even does it with only one hand.
I just like that there was absolutely no reason he would be expecting Takamura in the morning, because he ran into him on an afternoon jog.
See, Takamura's just that, he's just that dedicated. He goes on 2 jogs a day.
I mean,
I believe
clearly, but
With this, Ippo now has gained Takamura's trust and is brought to the gym in order to become a member and to continue his path as a boxer. But before we get to that, we have to have a quick interstitial with the president of the gym.
Complaining about there hasn't been a Japanese champion.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder where the story is going.
Yeah.
well, you'd be surprised.
Mm. Hey, don't we have that Takamura guy who's like really powerful and skilled and is a real shoo-in for greatness? Yeah, we've got him, but we need more. We need more power, more glory. Well, thankfully, he actually brought in a new recruit. What? New recruit? I gotta go see this. And he goes down to the gym as Takamura is introducing Ippo, and it's like this fucking nerd in high school. Okay, Takamura, what the hell is this? Who is this guy? I don't know. He's pretty cool. He's got main character energy.
Ippo really does get in on vibes, doesn't he?
So what do I need to do to prove to you that Ippo's the real deal? Have him spar somebody. Okay, who's he sparring? Oh,
The other main character.
The only other character with a unique design in this gym.
The only other character that I actually care about, yes.
The other 16-year-old boxing prodigy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I
pretty
was
cool.
in for this man.
I really like Miata.
I love his name. You know.
I love how Miata is set up to be a certain like trope of character,
Oh yeah.
and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
dodges it. Like
Honestly, I love how you could say the same thing about his dad.
Yeah.
like they set him up to be exactly what you expect, and like in a early 80s sports manga that would have been the case, but there's just like, what if they just really fucking loved boxing?
Oh
Like-
my god. Todoroki and Endeavor, these guys played straight.
I mean, kind of.
Crazy.
It's like they're like the healthy version of that.
But we don't see that during the initial bout.
Yeah, there's a reason we don't talk about your mother.
So
Her family comes from a long line of kickboxers. Never should the two worlds collide.
But yeah, so to prove himself, Ippo has to survive against
against Miata.
Miata.
And Takamura's like, don't worry, kid, just guard. Literally just guard. If you can make it to the bell
Turtle.
4 times, turtle up. You'll wear him down, then you can sock him with those KO arms you've got. Okay, I'll just continue to block my face and oh god, he punched me in the gut. Oh, he punched me in the face after he punched me in the gut, and I dropped my guard. Oh, right, this kid has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Well, that's 1 knockdown out of 3 for this round.
Well, the thing is, everybody's expecting 1 knockdown to be all it needs.
But yeah, then Ippo gets right back up after getting socked in the face.
It's like, oh man, he must have gotten lucky the first time. We got to do it again.
But despite getting hammered in the stomach over and over again, and then getting clocked in the nose, he keeps getting back up. He stays in. He doesn't go for the 3rd knockdown on round 1. He's saved by the bell, and he doesn't actually get KO'd. Which
yeah, because in that first round, every time Ippo is about to go down, he just runs.
Yep.
Which honestly fair.
He's like, all right, I'm out of here. Scampers to the other side of the ring. And I love the contrast of the different reactions here because Takamura is just like, kid, you're making me look like an idiot for vouching for you. Miata's having fun, cat playing with mouse. And all the other gym boys are like, no, actually, he's got some real stamina to him. This kid's tough.
Yeah, a bunch of the people in the crowd are like, yeah, I took that punch. I didn't get back up. I fought Miata, and it didn't go this well.
Aren't you in your 20s and he's 16? Shut up.
We're not going to talk about that.
But that's how the opening bout goes. Ippo actually does get an opportunity to go in and deliver. He tries actually fighting back.
he does the Mr. Miyagi, or he uses the punch training. They go into this a lot, as things go on, but Miata's an outboxer, so pressuring him like a swarmer does well against him.
Listen, as a consummate zoner player,
filthy zoner,
stay out of my personal space. That's all I'm saying. Utilizing the leaf catching jabs, he's able to, put Miata on the defensive. It's like, cool. You've only got the 1 technique. Now you've broken his defense, so let him have it. Haymaker, cartwheels into the corner.
Completely missed.
Oh, right. You've only got the 1 technique. What do we do about this? Ippo puts up a fight with the jabs. He has an opportunity to land a full-on strike, but his straight misses at the final moment with a slick dodge from Miata.
Yeah, Miata's footwork is his main thing.
Dude's got evasion 99.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of expected. They don't really go that much into it in this part, but Miata and Ippo are both featherweights. And Miata's definitely much more what you would expect from that division of boxers, of really skinny guys who are light on their feet and make up for not being powerhouses with a bunch of fancy footwork and stuff. Ippo is so short, he's able to have severe muscle mass despite his height. So he's weirdly like a heavyweight boxer, but in the featherweight class.
Yeah, Ippo is somehow a featherweight with Mike Tyson tier destructive power. He's a fucking cheat code.
Ippo is able to actually, just from raw power, break Miata's guard right before the bell for the second round. Bit from later in this fight, but it seems like Ippo almost got not maybe the win, certainly a knockdown.
We also learn how tough Ippo is because he gets clocked in the jaw, and despite the fact that rattles your brain, he's able to force his legs to listen to him and stand back up. Which is really freaking impressive because I don't care how much gumption you've got.
Yeah, that's biology.
Yeah, having your brain rattle around in the case like that screws up everything.
Look, conveniently, Ippo doesn't have a lot of brain to rattle around.
No, he's just got such a
Yeah.
small skull that the brain doesn't have a lot of space to bounce around.
This is true.
It looks surprisingly even, but the problem is, whilst Ippo is able to do a lot to keep Miata's guard up, he can't hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as Ippo starts to slow down from the damage he's taken and from all the stamina he's spending from the punches, Miata's able to knock him down twice again.
Like, Ippo puts in a final burst of effort that, like, Miata thinks he's won. He thinks Ippo's about to fall, but no. He jolts back up, goes for a final flurry rush, and Miata is so, like, panicked by this that he unleashes his ultimate technique and hits Ippo with the counter move. Because Miata's, like, kill shot, his ultimate technique, is use his fancy footwork to dodge, and then when the opponent overextends, drive fist into face, combining his own arm and his opponent's forward momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And it just takes Ippo completely off his feet. Even if he wasn't out cold, that would have been the match.
Totally
he was
knocks his lights
also-
out.
Yeah, completely bells rung.
Mhm.
But quite frankly, by the end of round 2, the president had already gotten into Ippo's corner, and the goal of the sparring match had been succeeded. So
Mm-hmm. Yep, President lights up a cigar, puts on his pinstripe suit and his wide brim hat, and goes, He's got some real moxie to him. We're gonna start training him tomorrow and get him shaped up for the protest.
yeah, and we also get a very brief. It's one page. We get a brief scene that is basically the start of, no, Miata isn't that kind of character. He's actually cool, because his dad is talking to him after the match, and Miata is watering down his bruised arms from all of the blocking he did. And
Yeah.
the vibe of the scene is, cool, I have a rival. I am going to enjoy, dealing with this peer. And he's just chill.
Because his dad's even like, weren't you picking on the weak a bit too much? Nah, Dad, you don't understand. Look at this. Holy crap, your arms are so bruised.
That's amazing. That's exactly the kind of challenge you need to turn pro. Yeah, Dad.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's because
It's like
just
a more communicative version of Goku and Gohan.
it's the because the character that Miata could be, because we never actually said that he could have been a bully. It could have been a Ippo has to deal with this guy because he's defeating his bullies at the same time as he's, being reborn as a boxer. Because that was something that the whole Mike Tyson was reborn as a boxer thing was Ippo's motivation for trying so hard with the leaf test. And Miata so easily could have been a jerk. Miata so easily could have been trying to rookie crush, and he's not. He was at first going to enjoy, an easy match, basically a break from his serious training to do this. But as soon as Ippo showed how good he was, Miata was locked in, and he continually underestimated Ippo throughout. But it was always oh, okay, I'm turning it up a notch because he deserves it. And he never has that jerk element. And granted, his dad hasn't had enough time to prove that he is not this, but the dad very easily could have been like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to cheat so that you don't get humiliated in me vicariously. But he's not that either. They're just cool. Rivalry is fierce and strong, but it is respectful, which I appreciated.
He just makes me respect the game all the more. That's my boy! Yeah, I love stuff like that.
It's not an uncommon character, but especially for the way that this story has played out thus far, the standard tropey thing to do is to make Miata and or his father into villains, so that there's more emotion, I guess, in sweet victory, or at the very least, showing up the bully.
More catharsis. You've got to
Mhm.
play up the villain to be worse so that
Yeah.
it's better when he's defeated. But like that's not that at this point, that's not the story that's being told. The
Hmm.
story that's being told is, hey, isn't boxing really cool?
Yeah,
Yep.
and it is a level of restraint to not use that shortcut on Miata that makes for this really good intro to the story.
Because another thing that we kind of skimmed over with Ippo is like his whole backstory is his dad died, which left his mom with the business, so he had to like help her out. And like if you really wanted to like ham up the drama, you'd be like, yeah, and he has to work every day after school, and there's no time for friends because he's got to be a good son. But we get mom leaving him a note going like, hey, glad you found something you enjoyed. By the way, it's okay if you don't want to help out. I don't need your help. That was never a requirement. You are free to pursue your own interests. And it's just like, oh,
I'm
wow.
fine. You're fine. The family's fine. I do like how they kind of handily like wrap up everything that isn't boxing related because we never see those bullies again. Ippo never spends another panel in school.
Ippo might have dropped out of school. I'm not 100% sure.
We see him leaving school at one point, real excited to go to the boxing gym,
Yeah,
like at the end of the day. So I think he's still doing it as
he,
like
he is technically a high school student.
yeah, but like the manga very quickly is like, all right, we don't give a shit about the school, about the actual bullies, about any of this. We're going straight into Ippo's boxing career. Okay. I appreciate that level of just like gumption. Going forward, we're locked in on the thing that we care about. But yeah, Ippo goes to the gym the next day and uh, precious little idiot that he is screams at the top of his lungs, I'm reporting for duty! Almost gives the president a heart attack.
He gets called out for that too, going like, look, the president's an old ass man. You couldn't kill him. Don't do that shit again.
Don't just fling doors open and scream. All right, now the president's going to take these mitts and you're going to punch him. Wait, I thought you just told me to. No, wait, hold on, jump rope first. But I'm not good at that. Ah!
Yeah, they say Ippo is clumsy. I guess I'm used to when manga says a character is clumsy, that's like their defining personality trait, because he isn't
Yeah.
not clumsy, but he's certainly not manga character clumsy.
Yeah, that's sort of like a told thing than a shown thing because I mean he carries all those tackle boxes across like
He
Pretty
ties himself up with a jump rope and he takes the tumble when he misses his first haymaker in the sparring match.
but that's really it. Like he carries all those tackle boxes over an arrow gangplank without any trouble.
Mhm.
He never loses his footing in a boxing match that
Yeah,
we've seen.
I think there's to some extent Hajime no Ippo is a very restrained series.
Mhm.
It's kind of easy to be used to a series like this both telling and showing really loudly. So
Yeah.
I don't like it doesn't come off as a mistake. It's just given what I'm used to it playing out a bit differently.
We see that when Ippo's like doing punch practice into the president's mitts. And I also love Takamura in the background because he was sent off to go train on his own, but he's like peeking through a doorway to continue to be Brock.
Yeah, he's on the oh yeah, Takamura.
Mhm. And he's like, ha, President, you're using those unpadded gloves so it makes a loud thwacking noise when they get punched in order to make him feel stronger. And you're subtly training into his muscle memory how to jab from different angles. You sly old fox. Look at this incredible training regimen. And like, the corny narration aside, it is clever. And probably a real thing that boxing instructors do. I don't know. But Ippo goes and does an uppercut, and boy, they put a lot of juice in the art for these uppercuts. Our poor sweet soft boy looks like a demon at one point.
Yeah, because the president has his whole monologue of not internal monologue,
Mm-hmm.
soliloquy. I guess
It's kind of a
technically
soliloquy.
about how the uppercut is the one thing that is stopping a Japanese person from ever being a true boxing champion. It is the key mechanism of being a featherweight champion, which has always forsaken the Japanese. The Brazilians came here and they were amazing uppercutters. But
We
Ippo,
Japanese, we just don't have the lower body strength and snappiness for that. But Ippo, he's got it.
if only there were some kind of boxing marriage so that we could breed different people.
No, we're not doing that. We're not going there. But
But when my hero does it, it's fine.
Yeah.
it's
explicitly
distinctly
not. That's the point of that arc. Or that character.
But the president sees Ippo do an uppercut and has a flashback to when he went to go see a Brazilian boxer who came to Japan and threw the most perfect uppercut he had ever seen. And he's like, Ippo's got the exact same form. He's got the skills.
He's got the rhythm.
Okay. Is that Brazilian boxer supposed to be Ippo's dad, or
Sure.
I'm not reading all 1,400 chapters to
Yeah.
find out.
You need to read at least 1,000 chapters before you can find that out.
You do know how Ippo's dad showed up in a flashback and is not that guy.
No, oh, you're right.
Yeah, he's just a fisherman who died. Like,
True.
Oh, so he did die and liked to pick fights or something, or was that just
I guess he it's not entirely clear. He had a short temper.
because he was a short man, short king?
Yeah, he had
He's-
short man syndrome.
he's a short king before he was given his crown.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
love my short kings.
And he died before he could take that crown. So by primogeniture, it passed on to this metaphor's getting twisted. Anyway, training montage.
Keeping us on track, Sam.
So I actually really like this next section where, like, for a lot of it, it's Ippo just doing, like speed bag training, punching, hitting the punching bag, doing core workouts. He's doing all that like normal strength training stuff. And he sees some guys shadowboxing, and originally he sees it and he's like, it looks like they're just kind of flailing around at nothing. How is this teaching them how to train? Oh, they're imagining opponents. Interesting. That's cool. I might try that one day. Who would I imagine?
I love this.
Who would I imagine as my opponent? Oh, Miata. He really just popped straight into my head, didn't he? Okay, well, let's go fight him. And even in his imagination, he got clocked in the jaw and fell over.
Because the thing about shadowboxing is there's that quote from, I'm pretty sure it's The Princess Bride, about how, yes, incredibly skilled opponent that's easily defeated. Like, sort of when you're shadowboxing, you should at least presumably be like practicing against what you would actually be up against. And when Ippo realizes, oh wait, that's a mistake, I would have gotten hit there, he goes through the motion of getting punched.
And falling
Like,
over.
no one does that. Like, normally people just freeze and reset when that happens, but no, Ippo goes through the motion of actually getting punched.
He's so cheesy and endearing. I love him. It's like, that's why Ippo's got the making of a champion. He doesn't just reset. He goes through the entire death and loading screen. And respawn loading screen, yeah. He puts in the hours for that P rank.
Oh, he's got a P rank, all right.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Why did you have to go there?
We'll get to it.
This is Sam's fault.
Why is it my fault?
You know what you did.
What? No. Anyway, I really like this because, like, Ippo is learning about shadowboxing, he's doing his training, and, like, Miata is still sparring in the background. And he starts watching Miata, and he's like, damn, he really just like put that next guy on the floor in like 2 seconds flat. How could I ever compete with that? Wait, no. I'm watching the entirety of it when I don't really understand the mechanics. Okay, next time he spars, I'm watching his feet. Okay, I understand how his feet move. Time to shadow box against that. Ow, I got punched in the face. But I understand how his feet move. Time to watch how his hands move. All right, I understand that now. Ow, I got punched in the face. But now I can put two and two together. And the way it just builds up like that is so cool.
I love how artistically too the shadow of Miata he's fighting starts as like this vague illustration, and then by the end of this training arc, he is fighting just an after image of Miata.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah, at first, it's not even a vague image. There's a big moment where he actually can see the shadow finally.
Mm-hmm.
And then that builds further to he can actually just see Miata proper. We also get a cute little endearing moment. I like the fact that he keeps the 10 leaves.
He kept them, yeah. Mom was going to go recycle his old magazines and found the leaves, and she's like, can I throw these out? No, they're my treasure!
Literally just leaves, dude.
At least press them into a book. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's why they were in the magazine. What do you mean?
Oh,
Book.
crap. That totally is why, isn't it?
Yeah.
Book, not magazine. Book. See, books aren't obsolete. You get it for pressing your leaves.
Remember what we said earlier about Ippo and his brain and skull?
I was about to say, do you think Ippo has read a single book in his entire life?
Outside of mandatory like class time, no.
Even then, it's a little sketchy. The president is really impressed with his time trial record against the ghost. And he's like, all right, Ippo, so I've seen you do this shadowboxing routine like 20 times. And you keep pratfalling as you get punched in the face. Why is that? Because I can't figure out how to beat the counter. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to put on the gloves. Let's go into the ring. Now watch this. And he scuttles back and forth like a damn crab. Just like an art point, I really like these little 3 comas that the mangaka does of like characters blank face as they don't understand inside profile. And then, wait a minute, I see something. And then, oh! Just those little sequences
Little
of
moments of physical acting.
yeah, of physical acting as they get it. It does a great job of showing off the light bulb moment. And Ippo has one of those. He's like, okay, that's what this outboxing, like, twinkle toes stuff is about. Okay, so how do I beat the counter? You don't. But I want to. No, you can't. Just play
Don't
like
let him do it.
You do
Play like-
not have enough like training in order to manage this.
play like a pussy, dance out of his way, wear him out, and make him wear himself out, and then you go in and clobber him with your KO punch. That sounds really cheap. We don't care about cheap, we care about victory.
It's also funny to say that sounds really cheap, but that's exactly what a like boxer in his status would need to do. Like,
I mean, that's literally the strategy of an outboxer.
it's like literally it's
Like that is one of the 3 main boxing types.
Except Ippo is like the consummate inboxer to the point where he's like, if I can't bull rush my way through an attack, it's not worth it.
I think technically that's power boxing.
Power boxing, yeah.
Because the way I heard it is outboxer, swarmer, and power boxer, and I don't know which is inboxer, but I think swarmer is inboxer. The other thing that's kind of interesting is Ippo is a little bit learning each of the 3, and normally people will specialize in one. There's a those 3 usually are arranged in a triangle where this isn't in our reading, this is just something I know. Power boxers can punch through the speed of swarmers. Swarmers can wear down the defenses of outboxers, and outboxers are so defensive and evasive that power boxers will punch themselves out and run out of stamina before they can land a power blow. Ippo seems like he should be, just because of his build, he should be a power boxer, but that would put him at a disadvantage against Miata, so he's kind of learning a little bit of everything else.
Listen, all I know is that Ippo has the same mindset I do, where it's like, I need to rush forward, head first, and defeat them through the power of raw overwhelming strength. If I can't do that, then it doesn't work, and this is why I don't win fighting games.
Says the zoner.
Shut up.
I think there might be a bit more of
Look at Sam just lying to our audience to make himself sound better.
Anyway,
we gotta buy shoes.
we gotta buy shoes.
Shoes.
This is
Oh my god.
yeah, this is also a scene to like solidify Miyata's character and his relationship with Ippo.
It's also to get Jay really invested in the manga.
Yeah.
But where's the Yaoi fangirl bait? Oh wait,
Yeah.
there it is.
There it
I
is. I
see
see
it.
it.
Where is the shoe shopping?
Shoe shopping with buff men. It's everything Jay wants.
No.
No.
Yada's a
Not
twink.
even close. Yeah.
With how built he is, he's a twunk.
He is a twink. He's not a twink. Believe me.
Well, he's a
not.
boxer. He was never gonna.
Sure.
You say that, Jay, but then you referred to a featherweight boxing exhibition as twink fights one time.
We don't talk about that.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly.
And the worst part is I was texting a friend and knew exactly what we were talking about.
Yo, girl, you watching the twink fights? You know
Fuck
it.
yeah. Yes.
Twink fights. Anyway. Yeah, Ippo goes to buy some new shoes and almost gets scammed by the salesman.
I love that the salesman himself doesn't seem to know anything about boxing shoes,
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Which
just
is the-
recommend the most expensive one.
which is the most realistic, honestly. It's like someone
Yeah.
who works at a sporting goods store having no idea, because you need to know so many things.
Mm-hmm. But Miyata is there, and he's just like, don't buy those. With the way that you fight, you don't want the smooth-soled outboxer boots. You want these things that give you traction so you can get in there and hit him. Also, they're cheaper. Whatever.
Ippo is glowing.
They're cheaper because it's an outboxer shoe for someone with a size 7 foot.
Mhm.
They're never selling these ever. Like,
Yep. Hey, Miyata-kun, I went and got us some drinks out of the vending machine. Do you want to like talk about boxing again? Oh, you just chugged the drink in like one entire pull. Where are you going? Aren't we gonna hang out? No, I don't want to hang out with you. But I
So
wanna
it's
talk-
not a date then.
No, it is not a date.
I want to talk about boxing. I do like talking about boxing. Okay. Fine.
So it is a date then.
Shut up.
I just want you to be fully aware. I view you as a rival. I do not want any form of friendship with you.
Yeah, and that is sort of the thing where it's like he's a respectful rival, but he does not want.
I am in no way interested in friendship, Yugi.
Oh my gosh.
We have a card game for that.
But we learn Miyata's backstory, where he idolized his dad, who was like this outboxing champion, until he slipped up and took a punch in the jaw so extreme that it like shattered his face and ended his whole career. And it's like, yeah, dad probably could have rehabbed out of that, but it
Broke his
killed-
spirit.
It killed his motivation to think that his technique could ever go like worldwide champion. But I idolized my father. So I swore on that day that I would emulate his technique and climb to the highest ranks of boxing stardom. Wait, why am I having this emotional revelation with you? Get out of here, you frickin' nerd. Oh, wow, must be cool having a dad. Mine's dead. Stop making me feel bad for you. I'm leaving.
I'm not going to bond with you.
I ship it.
Wow.
I'm not going to bond with you. We are not bonding.
Bonding.
We're not going to be bonding over the fact that we're both missing parents. My
Why
mother
not?
was very unhappy with her boxing arranged marriage.
I just really love like Miyata tries to walk away all cool, but we get the moment of his internal narration of like, did I really just tell him my whole backstory? That's so cringe.
He's not going to think I'm aloof and sexy. Damn it.
it's very cute.
Funnily
I love
enough,
it.
Ippo still thinks he's aloof and sexy. I don't know about the sexy, but the aloof is definitely there.
So I'm sure I don't need to tell you the yaoi fandom for this manga is insane.
Oh, you think?
I mean, it's no Blue Lock, but
Blue Lock does not
Okay.
need any parody. It just is.
Blue Lock actively leans into it on purpose. I'm pretty sure it's on accident Hajime no Ippo so far.
This has also been around longer, so it's had more time to like marinate, you know?
Let it
oh
marinate.
my.
Oh yeah.
I knew you would say that, and still I'm like, ugh.
Damn, they don't marinate. This isn't basketball in Utah.
Oh god.
I was gonna say something about Takamura not showering, but you beat me to it with an even better joke.
Oh.
No one look that up. It's gross, but wholesome.
Don't they call it soaking?
Either way, it's still gross. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, 80's idea of strength training. How has Ippo not broken his neck?
Well, you have to have a neck to break it, so
Yeah, the whole backstory thing convinces Ippo that he doesn't want to like the option he's been given will deal with the counter, but he wants to be able to take it on directly.
I want to get punched in the face as hard as possible to prove I'm stronger.
I want Miata to sock me in the face as hard as possible.
Kid, that's stupid. But it's cheap otherwise. No, it's not.
There's
No,
also
it's like me feeling bad about using multi-scale Dragonite.
you should feel bad about that. That's totally different.
No.
But yeah, no, there's also another through line here that this is something that's persistent about Ippo's character, where he will, and like this is so real and relatable. I love this. It's like, okay, I want to do this really tough thing. Here's what's required. I don't know if I can do this really tough thing. And then someone calls him out on it, and he has to actually put in the work. That's it's nice to see a character having the realistic reaction to what it takes.
I also love how he'll occasionally just make things harder on himself, and then people with more experience will be like, "You really don't need to do that. That's completely unnecessary." No, my honor demands I must. And I'm like, I can see why you didn't have any friends growing up. Like you really should just chill out.
Never.
But yeah, the way to actually take on the counter head on is to block with your face. No, really.
No, really, like the whole like point of the counter is that he's like doubling up your forward momentum and his punch momentum. So if you don't let him fully extend his arm, it really reduces the force. Of course, doing that requires you to put in a lot of forward momentum, so it's kind of a gamble, but I'll do it. Oh my god, kid. Okay, we need to make sure that your neck won't snap.
Yeah, now we
here,
get to the neck training.
Here, do this in neck snapping training so that you build up so much muscle you can't get Vulcan neck pinched.
His neck grew 3 sizes that day. Every main character in Hajime no Ippo, I legitimately wonder where they buy shirts.
Yeah. Because like they go on a run along the river, with the whole
up and down the bank.
It's like, all right, now zigzag. He zigs, he zags, he's going up and down, and he's like, holy crap, this is so much. What are you, pussy? Are you giving up already? No, then keep going. Do headstands. My neck is broken. Keep doing headstands.
We get the bridge thing.
Mm-hmm.
He had already been doing that,
but he didn't do it with an old man sitting on top of him.
Yeah, at this point, it becomes a montage. We actually see the calendar days flying by
because he has 3 months to be trained up to a man who can beat this person who's been training his entire career,
his entire life. You need to beat Miata. Miata's been doing this since he was like 7. I don't care. Become powerful.
You're the main character. You're more main character than he is.
That's motivation if I had to say it. You are the main character.
Yes. Now hit the showers, everybody. Takamura, wave your dick around.
Oh,
This sure is a
scene.
scene that exists.
Yes.
This, I am really impressed. This is only a page and a half in the manga because this is half an episode in the anime.
It's
Oh.
what?
Wonderful. I'm glad I pulled up the anime on Crunchyroll to watch later.
Jeez, lord. Because Ippo's like in the shower, like dying of exhaustion. And then Takamura walks in like, I got a dynamite punch and a big dick. Swing, 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 swing. Oh, hey, Ippo, how's it going? Takamura, why do you just have your cock and balls out? Why are you wearing a towel? We're in the showers. The man's sanctuary. Let it swing around. Please stop gyrating your hips.
Takamura, no.
Come on, guys. Look at this. Ippo's shy. He's wearing a towel. I bet he's got a tiny dick. Come here, Ippo. Rips towel off.
My God.
And like,
Elephant Trunk Johnson over here.
okay, Takamura, we've had like 4 separate occasions where, by all accounts, Ippo should have died, but his freak superhuman mutant physiology kept him going. Is this really a surprise?
Ugh.
So remember how I mentioned the yaoi fandom?
Heck, yeah.
Ippo is always physically more than he socially projects.
Oh yeah, he is I guess he's also a showrunner grower. He's just the man.
No, he's Krillin.
It's Krillin. He's a tripod. He's just Krillin. I like that arc for him.
Tripod. That took me by surprise.
You've never heard that?
I've heard it before, but not in so long.
Like
Well,
Ippo.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break you this early.
Ippo has the very reasonable response of, I can't believe you sexually assaulted me.
I can.
It's one of those ones where it's like, given the era it is, and given all of the characters' reactions, it's not bad and it's not lingered on, but technically that's sexual harassment. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Look, it's not like you're whipping someone in the ass with a rolled up towel. That's fine.
But yeah, they go
Or the
to
old president's cane.
they go to a noodle shop.
Yeah, they go to the ramen shop.
Which another boxer in training is also working at.
He's a pro boxer, but he's like in the six round bout circuit, which doesn't
Less
get the big bucks.
prestigious.
It's less prestigious. So it's even kind of a moment of like it's like the moment in the sports story where it's like, yeah,
Here's the hobbyist.
it's part of like the motivation is the love of the game, not the gajillions of going pro. Even if you are pro, you're probably not going to be like Mike Tyson or like somebody who gains worldwide renown and more money than God.
Yeah, I really appreciate Hajime Ippo because they are very realistic about what a professional boxer in Japan can make, and that is not a sole income kind of thing. Like,
So we have this guy who's a professional boxer and also a dive bar ramen shop owner.
Well, a ramen shop employee. He wants to open up his own place. Not like this time. Sorry, chef.
Takamura, you are a real asshole. Shut up. I'm endearing. No, you're not. Anyway, this is the last carbo loading I'm doing because in a couple of months I'm going into a middleweight fight and I got to make sure I'm at the proper weight to actually be a middleweight. That's why I'm not going to shower anymore either. What? Yeah, my skin absorbs a lot of water and adds a lot of water weight. I don't think that's how that works. Shut up. I'm going to be stinky.
Okay.
his problem is he's a very tall guy, so he doesn't have a lot of room when it comes to like he can't just bulk and unbulk. He's got to worry about he can only unbulk so much is really his problem.
Yeah, fitness, macronutrient, like carbo loading and calorie watching, like that's I respect that because I do not have that level of like mental
Stamina.
mental stamina to calculate all that shit. If I only go to McDonald's once a week, I consider it to be a healthy week.
Jesus Christ.
But we continue the montage. Ippo's growing stronger and stronger despite the neck-breaking training that I'm pretty sure doesn't do anything.
There's a lot of stuff in Hajime no Ippo where it's like, this at the very least seems like something you could really do if you wanted to get into boxing. And then there's the neck thing. I don't think that works. I didn't look up how much of this is real boxing stuff, how much of it's superstition, and how much the manga made up, but...
This is absolutely a manga that was at the cutting edge of science 40 years ago. But he goes and does like a round of attacking the mitts for the president, where it's like, okay, show me what you got, kid. And he uppercuts so hard he knocks one of the mitts off. And Takamura's like, damn, old man, you're still using those unpadded mitts so it makes the big punch noise? You idiot. I stopped using the unpadded mitts long ago, and this kid's still breaking my fingers. He's got power, and then some. So the rematch is tomorrow.
Yeah, we get the big fight for our reading section.
Indeed, but we'll go ahead and ring the bell on that after the break.
Ding, ding, ding.
So I was wrong. The segment in the episode is like the amount you would expect it to be. I'd forgotten that Hajime Ippo's dick is occasionally brought up as a quick gag.
Ah. Well, the joke is still funny, so we're leaving then.
It's pretty funny. Like when they convince him that all boxers wear Speedos when they go to the beach.
God damn it.
The bulge is... Oh my god! And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left our boxing champion in the making. He was about to go and have his run back with his rival. That's right, Ippo and Miata are about to go ahead and square up for another match. It's been 3 months. Ippo's been put through a hellish training regimen. His mom gave him some advice of just imagine him in his underwear. And also, there happens to be not exactly a talent scout, but like a journalist for Boxing Enthusiasts Monthly here.
Like literally, this guy is having the slowest news day of his life where he's just like, I don't know, want to just wander around the boxing gyms and see if we can get some pictures?
Now, you don't understand, Jimmy. You gotta go to the boxing gyms at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday. That's when the rookies are really going at it. That's how you find the gold. Oh, yeah, they're actually going at it.
I was gonna say, because this guy is like, not like, he's like, I guess we'll interview that up and comer.
I thought we were gonna take a smoke break and then interview this varsity player, but no, this is actually sick.
Oh, Takamura is in a bow tie
because he's the referee for this match. I love how Takamura has Gamagori proportions for his height. He's either toweringly tall over people or the same height as Ippo, depending on whatever's funnier.
But yeah, the journalist is sitting here like, well, this is gonna go one of two ways. Either this shrimpy kid is gonna surprise everybody because a couple of people even him, or it is going to make for some good shots of Miata beating the crap out of him for the interview that's going to happen after. Either way, I win.
Yeah. Real hard-hitting sports journalism here at ESPN 8 The Ocho.
Yeah, but we're gonna get a 4-round match.
But first, we have to give the Yaoi fangirls some more bait, as Ippo's like, right, Mom told me to imagine him as a fish. I can't do it. He's too handsome. A man that handsome could never be a fish.
Facts.
Oh no, he's hot.
But yes, the president of the gym. He could be an octopus. That's funny. I'll relax because of that. Okay, Ippo.
Whatever works for you, champ.
He's not into silver foxes. It's okay.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Meanwhile, me over here where a good like 60 or 70% of my experience with boxing comes from the punch out games, and I thought 3 rounds was standard, not 4. But
Yep, here we are. It's 4 rounds. If you knock your opponent down 3 times in a single round, you win. And go! This is the entire rest of our reading, and it's pretty freaking great.
oh yeah, no, this is outstanding.
I love this fight. Ippo puts all that, like, because he, like, combination trained on, like, he did King Kong Hills, he did distance running, he did sprints, he did everything in the entire track and field regimen. So he's got, like, snappy bursts of high acceleration speed, he's got stamina, he's got the whole package. As he just explodes forward, gets right in Miata's range, and he's like, I'm in my power range. You're outside your comfort zone, and now I'm not going to let up. I'm just going to keep harrying you with these jabs.
Initially, Miata's totally fine with this because his footwork is able to get him out of that relatively easily. But then Ippo is able to, by paying close attention to his feet, the thing he did at the beginning of the shadow boxing chapter, he's able to start reading Miata's movements and able to basically just barely keep up with him. The peanut gallery is like, man, look at how amazing Miata, that he's using his best footwork out there. It looks perfect. Man, the rookie doesn't stand a chance. And the sports journalist is, wait, he's using the best he's got. Oh
What the-
no.
That's another example of those, like, 3 panels. Heh. Huh? Oh. Like the slow realization. Wait a minute, if he's pulling out the best that he's got that he doesn't even use against the other adults in this gym, how good is this no-name out-of-nowhere rookie? No, I don't think you guys understand the implications of this. But Ippo was able to continue his brutal forward combo, putting on all the pressure. He whiffs the uppercut, but Ippo entirely dodges the counterpunch, goes for another uppercut. It's not like the full extended knockout blow to the jaw, but he does catch
He lands a 1-2.
he lands a 1-2, like lower the guard and hit him in the cheek. And Miata is like slumped against the ropes like,
What just happened?
And everybody else is pogging like, what just happened?
Miata actually blue screens for a little bit and the count goes way higher than it should have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, are you getting up? 6. Seriously, dude. 7. Are you getting? Okay, I'm up. Are you hurt? No, that was really unexpected.
I've literally never been in this situation before. I was not sure why you were counting.
Honestly, it kind of feels like that. It's a very realistic manga, but it does kind of have that vibe of, wait, the other person can punch me?
Because, like, he's had to have gotten hit before. Like,
He has to have gotten knocked down before.
The training montage plays it like he one-hit KOs everybody with his counterpunch because he's the coolest guy ever. But
it's like he's here because he's put in the work, so he has to have experienced this before.
yeah, I think it's supposed to be like he didn't expect Ippo to have evolved this much in 3 months.
Yeah, no,
It's like-
that's 100% what it is. It's just, it feels a little...
I perfected this guy 3 months ago, no sweat. Like, yeah, he did some cool stuff that made me go, oh, Moshiroi, but I still perfected him. I didn't expect him to actually get first blood on me with this level of, like, I have to try now. So he had to really quickly process that, boot back up out of the blue screen, and get into the fight.
And he's able to... I love this because the fight continues and Miata is locked in now. He lands a devastating blow to the face. Ippo is flat on his back, and Miata's father is like, boy, you made me sweat a little bit with that one. And Miata just puts his arm out. It's not like he doesn't say anything out, but it's that like, this isn't over. It's so dramatic.
If you thought that knocked him out, you're not paying attention. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Don't talk about my boyfriend that way. Wait, no, not that.
Not yet.
So Ippo gets up, and everybody's like, damn, that's the counter hit that knocked his lights out like a season ago. And he's up like it's nothing. What training did he go through? How tough is this guy? And while the entire peanut gallery is going at this like, whoa, Miata's going at it like, holy shit, is he made out of iron? This dude is tungsten in the shape of a human. How can I not hurt him? How does he keep punching me? This is insane.
More as the fight continues, I love a moment from the peanut gallery where it's like Miyata's like main sparring partner is like, yeah, what Ippo is doing, and like goes into the theory of keeping him off balance, and then all of his friends look at him like, then why can't you do that?
If you figured out the tech to beat this guy, why can't you win? You try running face first into his counter, assholes! I ain't paying for your doctor's bill when you break your nose. Yeah, it's very human. It's like a lot of times, particularly in like the age of isekai, it's like it feels like, you know, combat shonen treat damage as like superficial. It's like, so long as you have more than 1 HP, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, that's been true for a long time. It's very hard to understand what happens to the body when it's hit by something.
mhm. But like this manga does a great job of like, this guy's like, yeah, technically I know what to do. I'm not sacrificing my face for that. Do you have any idea how much that hurts?
And the next big moment is Ippo takes the block to the face or block with my face strategy.
The your fist to my face technique,
Do you like it?
which actually works. He leans into the counter, robs it of a lot of its strength, muscles through it, and clocks Miata
Makes
in the
him
jaw.
fly.
He clocks him in the head so hard that he flies ass over tea kettle into the ropes. It's insane. I thought his head somehow dented the mat, which isn't how the mats work.
I will say they do a good job of they do a good job in the art here of showing why leaning into the counter works. When it was explained with the little like cartoon figures, it wasn't like it really does feel like, you know, your fist to my face style. But the degree to which Miyata couldn't put anything into that punch, and Ippo could also angle the point of impact to a place where his head has a lot of bone to absorb the impact.
Yeah, it was like right on the ridge of his forehead where he's got all the padding.
Really cool moment. And even with that understood, it's still clear that it hurts him bad. Like, it is not a like free thing that he did that.
It really skirts the line between shonen manga bullshit and like, oh, that could maybe work in a real fight, because it obviously couldn't. You'd be sacrificing way too much. But like, it's just plausible enough that you're like, damn, that was really cool. Like, he still got punched in the face, but
It evokes like those moments of through some childish misadventure you got clocked in the head but kept going beyond what you should have been able to.
Yeah, no, I like this sort of thing of like leaning into the punch. This is one of those ones where it's like, this absolutely can work. You better hope you get the nat 20 though, and because it's a story, it does come up. It's similar to things like you know, like ice pick grips with swords and things like that. Like, no, this is actually a thing. It's just it's so rare because it's such a long shot. And the art does a really good job of showing like how it would work if you do roll that nat 20. They also start doing a lot of, they're not quite 2-page spreads because it's like still distinct panels, but like it's like one contiguous piece of art across 2 pages. This
Yeah.
happens a lot in this fight, and it really does a lot to like, it makes it feel bigger.
it's really necessary to like get the full arc of punches to like, yeah, to like give the horizontal nature of like a boxing ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the micro movements of these two guys. And particularly, like, Ippo's next chance at a knockout punch, where in the exchange, he's got the perfect opportunity for his killer uppercut. And, like, Miata realizes that he's messed up. He's completely open for the uppercut. He can't fully dodge it. So instead, he opts to eat as much of it. He dodges as much of it as he can, eats the rest, and uses that as an opportunity to modify his counter to pile drive his fist into Ippo's face.
And punch him face down flat.
Mm-hmm.
The reactions of the various characters are great too.
Which is the sort of like happens in a split second, like turn-based thought process that manga is really good at bringing out. And Ippo's like down. Every character is like, holy crap, he actually just modified his kill shot for that. That's insane. Miata is so good. And Ippo crawls up, falls over, crawls up again, and manages to get on his feet at count 8.5. The bell rings, round 1 over, 2-2.
He is barely on his feet, and like it's obvious if it continues any further that Miata's just gonna walk up to him and tap him over. But the bell for round 1 sounds. I do like one of the particular reactions that I enjoy the most is how happy Miata's dad looks.
Mm-hmm. He's like, holy shit, that was awesome. Good job, boy.
I am so glad my son did. Oh man.
He's got a he doesn't even have the endeavor look of yes, my victory. It's holy crap, I thought my son was about to die. Round 1 is over. Round 2 begins. We have more commentary from the peanut gallery, where the journalists are like, both of them have countered each other's KO punches. This is now just a battle of attrition. Neither of them is going to be open for that sort of kill shot anymore.
Interestingly, for most of the rest of round 2, Miata plays very, very defensively, intentionally gets into binds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is cool. It shows a level of tactical thinking from Miata because, he's playing super defensively despite the crowd being like, just punch him, just end it. But he keeps getting into binds. He keeps resetting the stage. And it's like, why is he doing that? I don't understand. Oh, he's barely exerted any energy. He's regained a lot of, breath and been able to recover. Meanwhile, Ippo, completely, noob that he is, has just been continuously flailing and burning his stamina.
Yeah, he's at the same level of exhausted that he was before. It again kind of goes into because one thing that they make very clear is not as a very technical boxer. This is another example of that's not he's not running away, he's not being cheap, he's not being a coward. That's strategy. And there's nothing about the manga that paints this as a negative or anything. That is a resource that you can use, and Miata, used the second round more effectively than Ippo did. The beginning of the third round kind of looks like their first match.
Yeah, with Miata absolutely dominating Ippo to the point where even the president is like, look, kid, if you want to just call it right now, your entire face is blood red, and I don't know what is that, more sweat or blood on your face right now? You're literally not able to breathe, your nose is so jammed up.
Yeah, I love the reminder at this stage of the fight where they're like, this is an exhibition match. This is a spar between two of our own boxers. Really should have never let it get to this level of injury.
This is an in-house exhibition match of teenagers. They're 16. They're not pros.
Yeah, up to this point, everybody's been like, don't think of this as a sparring match. I want to see a real boxing match. Okay, we might have gone a little too far.
Oh, one of them might get knocked out. That's really bad.
That's severe brain trauma. Oh no.
This is sort of rehashing elements of Ippo's character, but another reinforcement of the way that Ippo thinks. The president's worried that if this keeps going on and he just keeps getting beaten down, then it might break his spirit. He might lose his will to keep boxing. And like Ippo is down that he's losing and he's the underdog and it's not going well, but he's also really, really psyched that he was able to land any hits at all. I am so much further and I just want to keep going. I think that was actually also something we skimmed over it, but one of the big things near the end of their first match, the thing that helped Ippo stay on his feet when he should have gone down the first time was that I want to keep going. I'm participating. I am not a passive spectator in this, so I want to keep going. And that's what's keeping him going here, even though he's in bad shape still.
It's like that psychological difference of like getting jumped sucks. Like it hurts physically, but it hurts more emotionally. Versus I'm getting the shit beaten out of me, but I have agency. I can influence this. I can get better and make this not happen again. And I've got another card up my sleeve. I want to play it before I'm down.
The big twist I was expecting was that Ippo was going to copy the counter.
That makes sense. With how much of like
how much of a quick study he is.
Yeah. How much he was studying him. It's like mimicking his movements, like learning how he operates. But no, Ippo adapts. And it's like, okay, my most powerful thing is the uppercut. However, I can't do the like full power, like full extension, raw heavy uppercut. I need to get a bit more clever with it. So what he does is he, goes full defensive. He gets battered back to the ropes.
It's the turtle strategy. He's relapsed.
He's relapsed. He's going full defensive. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He's just holding block. Wow, look at him just flailing with that right straight. I'm going to go for the punch and leave myself open. But Ippo did not fully commit to the right straight. That was a feint to open him up. And he goes for a short uppercut.
It doesn't have the power of the lower body, but it has the impact zone and the strength of his incredibly muscular arm behind it. Big full page spread of it whiffing.
Miata leans away. Ippo with the heroic pose, Miata leaning away. It is such a dynamic page. And then just the defeat on Ippo's face as he realizes he whiffed. He's like, no, my final gambit, my last card to play. I can't believe I missed. But before...
Miata goes in for the whiff punish.
He goes in for the whiff punish, and he collapses. Originally, I was like, oh, he was just like going in, thinking that he still had the stamina advantage, battering Ippo. He wore himself out. But no, Ippo
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure I like this explanation. I will admit, it doesn't. It's fine. It's one of those ones where I'm not so sure about this one, fam.
Yeah, because what actually happened was that Miata did not entirely dodge. He got grazed on the chin by Ippo's glove. And Ippo is so strong that he managed to put so much power into that like 1 centimeter of force directly onto Miata's jaw that he hit the knockout button. Despite the fact that Miata is conscious and ready to keep going, he can't make his legs cooperate. It goes to the count of 10, and he loses.
It's the specific explanation of the fact that if it had either been a harder hit or if Miata had dodged entirely, he would have been able to get up. Because like there's like a thing that the president says that like Miata's own reflexes betrayed him because it was merely a grazing hit. It did more jostling of the brain and shut off his legs. But the thing that I like about it is there's sort of a bit of an implication that if Miata had like not been waxing poetic about, oh, my worthy opponent, I wasn't expecting that one, he might have actually been able to, grit his way back to his feet. That the fact that he started trying to get up at the count of 5 is the reason why he didn't have the time to recover. Because obviously, and it's like the president even has a thing about, nope, can't smile, can't give him a inflated head. You can't have the main character do too well too soon.
Nope.
The prez is about to lay into him for technique.
Yep, Ippo just collapses, and the president disappears as he's like, all right, well, let the boy sleep. Except he can't because he's too hyped up on adrenaline.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
I love that, like, he's like excitedly explaining the boxing match to his mom, who has no idea what he's talking about.
Did he even like mention that like he was boxing?
Yes.
She knows he's into something.
She knows
but...
it's boxing because he's come back with the bruises before, so he has to have explained it. And I think she does mention that she knows it's boxing.
Because she gave him the advice from his dad about, just imagine your opponent has a fish for a head, and you're not going to lose to some fish-headed loser.
You're a man of the sea. You're not afraid of a tuna.
Now, I don't...
I'm afraid of a tuna. Tunas are terrifying.
Tunas are apex predators. It's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
The vibe I get is that Ippo's mom is not psyched he's boxing, but is happy that he is making friends and not like letting his youth pass him by. So she's like,
I wish you picked a less violent hobby, but I will support you.
Yeah, this is like a step up from like street fighting, but at least it's in a controlled environment. I guess.
Has the exact same energy that my parents have about my video gaming hobby, except combined with a parental concern of my child in physical danger. I don't understand it, honey. I'm glad it makes you happy. And then also, are you hurt?
Well, I just love the expression on her face in the panel where Ippo is explaining the boxing match, because you can tell she has no clue. Because she's expressed the motherly concern about his safety in other scenes, and this is literally just one panel with no dialogue. It's just like the look on her face is that is a parent who is being explained the thing that they do not understand. I have seen that look before.
But yeah, Ippo is so incredibly hyped by his win. He goes to the gym the next day and hears that Miata is leaving the gym, and he's incredibly distraught by that. He's like, "Oh no, I ruined my friend's my friend's hope of boxing." He runs to his house. He's like, "Miata, say it ain't so, man. Tell me you're not leaving the gym." Of course,
tell me you're not leaving the gym because of me. Of course I'm leaving the gym because of you.
Aww, because if we're in the same gym, then we can't fight each other in the pro circuit. Let's go. I'll see you in the Rookie King tournament, brother.
He does it in a cooler and suaver way. That is what happens.
Yeah. He does it in a very calm, cool, and collected way, but it's that like energy. And I love it so much.
Well, it's fun because Ippo is suddenly genre savvy, standard, not just the standard manga trope, but the standard story trope of this. And basically Miata's response is, yeah, if I was your sidekick, that might be worth it, but I'm not. I am your worthy rival, and I definitely won't show up to job later. I really hope he doesn't show up to job later.
Man, if he could be a better Vegeta, I'd be so... He is just Sasuke.
Nah, he's well-written, Sasuke.
Oh my gosh, not the Sasuke argument. But is this character just Sasuke?
Oh, you guys have no idea.
Oh no! Oh no!
Anyway, that's Hajime no Ippo, and thus brings us to the end of our readings. So, favorite character and favorite fight. I feel like this is going to be the litany for the entire crew, but I love Ippo, and I loved the second exhibition sparring match. Just 4 chapters of hyper technical boxing, but also with that brainless meathead shonen power of determination bullshit. I love it. It hit like all my combat manga taste buds. Matt, how about you?
Oh, favorite character. I don't normally pick main characters for this, but I gotta go with Ippo.
Hmm.
Like, Ippo is just such a cool guy. I like how he's just got such a positive attitude. I like that he just wants to box because boxing is fun, and he doesn't live in a world where boxing controls every single aspect of his life. He can just be like, "Yeah, I want to box. But box. Miata, we're going to have a good 2 fights and a third fight at some point
Eventually.
eventually." Favorite fight. They're both Miata. They're also kind of weirdly the same fight. So, I mean, the second fight is just so good. It's just such a really good fight.
It is. Jay, how about you?
Um, well, if you hadn't guessed, it's Miata. Favorite fight would have to be the second, as everyone has said so far. Yeah, I have nothing additional to contribute at this point. Carry on.
All right, and Jacob.
I'm actually gonna be a little bit different. I am gonna say that Miata is my favorite character. Honestly, like Ippo's great. Like, don't get me wrong, but there is a level of it was such a relief for Miata not to be as tropey as he could have been. Um, honestly, I don't dislike that trope either. It's just, when you see something 1,000 times, something being fresh, will stick out in your mind. Also, shout out to Miata's father for the exact same reason. It's just Miata's more of a character than he is. Whilst obviously the second, like the rematch, is amazing, to me, what I enjoyed most was Ippo versus the Leaves.
I did love that segment of chapter 1.
Yeah, there is a level of, because it's like the technical aspects of the like proper boxing matches did this too, but I loved seeing the like I feel like the motion was really well handled with the leaf catching thing, and it may have something to do with the fact that that was open handed as opposed to with boxing gloves. It it felt easier for me to follow. Needless to say, I love I love more fantasy series, and like the reason why those have an appeal to them is that because superpowers are involved, the actions are more exaggerated, which makes it easier to read. Overdoing punches and swings and all those various movements, that it's like, yes, technically that's real, but if you did that in a real fight, you'd get destroyed because it's leaving you way too exposed, that sort of thing. It's more readable to an audience. But like Hajime no Ippo is very real and very grounded. It's a big part of the analysis of the fights is so helpful because it sort of fills in that gap in a way that is very engaging and really fun. But like there's something about like the open-handed opening the palm, grasping, pulling back. It felt like more kinesthetic to me. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe, but like those were, like especially when we were going over it, thumbing through the manga again as we're talking about it. Those panels are the ones that really stood out to me more so than the actual proper boxing matches. Partially to be different because yes, obviously the rematch is the most
The
extravagant
standout
fight.
fight.
It's the fight, but those those panels, I don't know, worked a little bit better for me than any individual part of the second fight.
All right, and would you continue reading? You know what? I did really enjoy this. This hit a nice balance between like the insanity of like I Shield 21 and the technicality of Blue Lock, which is also insane. I don't know why I put Blue Lock on the other end of that of those scales.
Ah,
But
yes, the scale of superpowered high school football to superpowered high school football.
I feel it hits a nice middle ground between those. Like it has a lot of shonen action bullshit. It also has a lot of like actual,
Technical boxing.
technical boxing and tactics behind it, which I really enjoyed. So, yeah,
If you
continue.
needed a 0 for your scale, why didn't you use blue box?
Blue
Shut up.
box.
That's why. Jacob, would you
what?
continue reading?
Oh, hell yeah, I'd continue reading. You know how I said I joke fantasy because things are more exaggerated? That doesn't mean I don't love this. Come on, this is amazing. I love the characters, and the fights were outstanding. I love the technical aspects of it. I love the moment where Miata is like he's trying to like be a technical boxer, but he's in trouble, so he just grits his teeth and takes one of Ippo's punches to counter him to show that it's not just that he's not just technical, he's got the grit too. That I love that. That is shonen personified.
Jay, how about you? Would you continue reading?
So, I look like I stand alone, but no one is surprised. This is not, I'm not the target demographic. I'm not really into sports manga in general, except for Blue Lock. Blue Lock is amazing. So I could pass on this one, honestly. I'm just not a sports manga fan. I'm just not my
Fair
jam.
enough.
I've read it. I've been exposed to it. It's just not for me. But I'm okay with that.
And Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I've already watched the anime, and this manga was just a revisit for me of really everything I love about Ippo. And you know, I think 3 out of 4 is enough. We're gonna commit to doing more Hajime no Ippo. So for the next 2.5 years until we get to the end of part 1, and then for 5 years after that,
No, wait,
we
hold
get
on,
to
hold on.
all 1,400 chapters because holy shit, this manga started like
Before all of
it
us were
started
born.
like 4 years after Dragon Ball, and like
And it hasn't stopped.
yeah, it's still going. Like
I love how Hajime no Ippo is the one you did that bit for and not One Piece. What bizarro world are we in?
I know One Piece is a losing battle for me, and One Piece has the benefit of there are many great podcasts covering it. One Piece at a time, by the way. Guest of the pod, Brandon Bovia, has that. That's pretty good.
We should have Brandon on again.
Yeah, I don't know why I decided right now to shill his podcast, but hey,
Brandon, come back. We'd love to have you.
we'll do your Beyblade manga.
Beyblade. Let it rip.
Anyway, thank you everybody once again for tuning into the Over Manga Cast. As always, you can find us on all of your social medias. We are at Over Manga Cast.
You can also find us on YouTube where you can like, comment, and subscribe. The episodes go up there on a 2-week delay, so if you want our stuff right away, you can head over to overmangacast.com. It even has a comment section. Give us recommendations. Tell us to read more Hajime no Ippo.
And as always, we appreciate reviews in any and all forms. I know we missed Christmas this year, but if you want a nice Christmas gift for us, go ahead, give us a review. We love hearing from them. We love hearing recommendations of things we can read. We just love hearing from you guys. And in the spirit of the season, Sam, I don't believe we're reading anything next week, but what are we doing?
Nope, we've completed another rotation around the sun, so it's time for reflection. We're going to be looking back on the best of 2024. All the things we read this year, we're going to be doing a good old top something list. Yeah.
Yep.
Things indeed. Things were certainly read.
So go back and listen to our entire backlog from this year. Give us that engagement, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Sam, you really got to give Christmas back.
I
Everyone really
refuse.
missed it this year.
Never!
Bah humbug, I'm with you, Sam.